What's up, guys? It's Fusion again. Um, Coming to you today on a topic that's been controversial for the last couple months, approximately. It's the topic on Michael Jordan stating that he can score 100 points in the NBA today. Um, Now, I have almost no doubt that he could very much do that in the NBA today, based on these rules that we have today. The no hand checking post 2004, and along with no 3 second rule, which means that the centers today cannot stay inside the paint for more than 3 seconds, which is a huge advantage to the offensive player who has the ball and who wants to just drive to the rim and get the easy basket. um, when Michael Jordan played, um, there was no 3 second rule and there was hand checking. So what that meant was, for example, David Robinson, Shaquille O'Neal, Akeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, all these big men, they were allowed to stay in the paint for as long as they wanted to, which made it that much tougher for not only Michael Jordan but any offensive player to drive to the rim to get the easy dunk or the easy deuce. Um, so based on that, you know, you're only left to imagine what Michael Jordan could have done in his prime, and who knows, possibly even past his prime, which is anywhere from 95 to 98, or the second three-peat. What he could have done um, if there was no 3 second rule when he played. Um, Hypothetically speaking, what Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson said, he could have very likely scored anywhere from 40 to 50 points a night. Now, and that's under these rules today, post 2004, with the no hand checking, where you can't chuck a guy like this in the back or hold him like that, you know. So you're only left to imagine, if you couldn't hand check Michael Jordan, the damage he could have done, how many points he could have scored. It's just, it would have been just unreal to imagine something like that. So, given that he scored 69 points with the hand checking and with no 3 second rule, against the Cavs back in March 28, 1990, to be exact, when he was 27 years old. So he was at the peak of his prime at the time, Jordan. Um, yeah, sure. He scored only 61 points at the end of the fourth, so he needed the extra 8 points. I'm sorry. So it took him overtime to get the extra 8 points, which gave him 69 total, and he could have very likely had more than just 69 points in that game, because he also had 18 rebounds. Yes, 18 rebounds, plus 6 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks, which is amazing for a shooting guard. I mean, that's just absurd, to say the least. Now, people like to compare that to Kobe Bryant's career high game of 81 points against the Raptors back in 2006. And when I hear people say that, I'm sorry, when I hear people bring up Kobe Bryant's 81-point game in comparison to Jordan's 69-point game, I think it's just laughable, because by a few factors. Uh, the Raptors were not even a playoff caliber team back in 2005, 2006. Um, Also, Kobe Bryant did that in the era with no hand checking and with no 3 second rule, which meant that had he wanted to, he uh, he had the opportunity to drive to the basket to get the easy dunk or the easy 2 points on every single possession, because he didn't have to worry about about the big men or the center just camping out in the paint, waiting for Kobe to drive um, to get the easy 2 points, or possibly draw a foul. Uh, so so with that being said, and not to mention that Kobe Bryant had only 2 assists in his 81 point game, which meant that he was, for lack of a better word, a ball hog. Um, Seeing as Jordan had 69 points with 6 assists, which is pretty decent. I mean, let's say Jordan had only 2 assists in his career high game. There's no doubt in my mind that he would have had more than 69 points. Um, my logical guess tells me he would have anywhere from 80 to 80. I'm sorry, anywhere from 80 to 90 points. And not to mention, Jordan took only 11 free throw attempts, and he made 9 of them. So he was 9 for 11 from the a foul line, whereas Kobe Bryant was 18 for 22 from the free throw line. Yes, Kobe Bryant went to the line 22 times in his 81 point game, which is a lot, and he made 18 of those points from the foul line. So do the math, folks. 18 out of 81 points coming from the foul line. That that's a lot of free throw shooting, man. I mean, that's just a lot. That's a lot of free points. So, which in essence tells me that the team that Kobe Bryant was playing, the Toronto Raptors, they were not a decent team. I mean, sure, the final score um wasn't too big of a margin as far as the margin of defeat. I'm not sure what the exact total score was at that game, but I'm pretty sure the Lakers won by less than 15 points. But again, that was against the Raptors, who were this number 6 seed in the Eastern Conference at the time that Kobe Bryant scored 81 points on them, which was in January of 2006. Um, and also, that was the same year that Kobe Bryant got his scoring title, 05-06, and again in 06-07, where he didn't have too much help from his teammates. And then came Pau Gasol, et cetera, and they got the back-to-back titles in 2009 and 2010. Um, so with all those factors being put in place, Michael Jordan could have very likely scored 100 points um, at the time that he scored 69 back in his prime, anywhere from 1986 to 93, which is we're talking about a Jordan from age 23 to age 30. So within those 7 years, I mean, had 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 the NBA not have allowed hand checking or a 3 second rule back then, like they do today, there's no telling how dominant Michael Jordan would have been and could have been had he played with no hand checking and no 3 second rule. I mean, can you guys and girls just imagine if you could not do this to Michael Jordan every time, do this to Jordan every time he wanted to post up and just drive to the basket. I mean, being the 50% shooter that Michael Jordan was from the field and 32% from threes at the time in his career. I mean, there's no telling. You just can't imagine how many points he would have scored, even though it's around 40 to 50. I'm just hypothetically speaking here, folks. Um, uh, yeah, I mean, it would have just been total dominance, just absolute dominance if Michael Jordan was to play in the era that Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade are playing in today's NBA. And And when people bring up that Kobe Bryant is better than Michael Jordan, so to speak, I first thing I bring up is, okay, so the NBA has been without hand checking and yeah, without hand checking since 2004, which is the last um, 6, 7 seasons or 7 years, let's just say. And Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and well, specifically talking about Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant has never had a season where he shot or averaged 50% shooting from the field. His best field goal percentage for a season was 46.9%. Well, let's just say 47% when rounded off, which is not too bad. I mean, that's actually pretty good. But again, it's not Jordan like, so to speak, because seeing as Jordan was hand checked every time, all 15 years that um, Michael Jordan played, he was hand checked in his career, which meant the guys were able to put two hands and chuck Jordan's back and hold him, you know, so 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 he would have a more difficult time to score, which fortunately he was still able to become the scoring threat that he was back then, back in his day. Um, so so Kobe Bryant, um, he he cannot he cannot average 50% shooting for a season, which is um, which is not terrible, but it's not, like I said, it's not Jordan like, if I can put it that way. For him to be even in the close conversation with Michael Jordan. I mean, uh, it's not even close, folks. I mean, it's not even close. You know who the greatest player of all time is, which is Michael Jordan, obviously. Basically, I mean, we all long to see that Jordan from '86 to '93 play in today's NBA, where there's no hand checking and there's no 3 second rule. Um, it's just, folks, it's just scary to imagine how many points he would have scored a night. I mean, I personally, me myself personally, would have loved to see what Jordan's career high would have been in an era with no hand checking and no 3 second rule. Um, but we can never tell. But based on the his statement that he can score 100 points today, I have no doubt that he could have scored 100 plus points um, in today's NBA with no hand checking and again no 3 second rule. So yeah, that's basically that's basically what I want to bring up at the moment. Post your comments down below on Fusion, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.